reference. Hello there, and welcome back to another one of my videos. In this episode we're going to be doing heat convection and heat spillover. The inconvenience of heat moving from your very hot cylinder down into your engine casing and throughout the engine and all around your engine bay. Not good. So let's go and have a look at what we're going to be doing. Right, these are our thermal strips that we've acquired for this test that we're going to do. They go from 77 Celsius up to 127 Celsius. I might have gone a little high with these strips. I would like for them to have started at a lower temperature, but let's see if they are okay. Yeah, we're going to put these strips in some strategic places where we're going to take temperatures from. We want to know what the engine casing temperature is. So I've got to do a bit of cleaning to get these to stick, so we'll have to do a bit of cleaning first. Okay, I'm going to ask for some help there for a bit. Okay, so that's one thermal strip on there, which gives us an indication of how much heat's in the actual casing. So, give around the cylinder head a bit of a clean. Okay, we're going to have a look what we've got on at the moment. Right, we've got this Trailtech connected up. That's sitting at 22 degrees at the moment. And that is on my carburetor. On the float bowl of the carburetor, so I get a reference of fuel temperature. So I've got fuel temperature reference. We've also got our SIP speedo is connected here underneath, straight in the cylinder head. You might wonder what this is. This is so the air coming out from my cowling is vented directly under the floorboard, and it doesn't, any of it doesn't escape up to preheat the engine bay area. So we've already been out for a little run. No engine temperature change. Well, we've kept it below 77 degrees Celsius, so that's good. That means that our cooling is pretty good. I'm just trying to see the one at the back there. That looks like it's registering some heat, but the heat is now, it wasn't there when I pulled up, but it's starting to come there now as the cooling has stopped. And let's see if this heats up. The back of the crankcase, nothing yet, but the back of the cylinder, as we can see there, you can just about make it out, I hope. And the ambient temperature at the moment is 19 degrees. So we're on a beautiful 19 degrees, glorious day. So let's go out and get it a little bit warmed up. Right. Hello, España. I hope these dogs don't chase me down the road. Oh no, they're well behaved. Good boys. Right, it's a bit cold still yet. Although my carburettor's already up to 21. Engine temperature right now is 41 degrees Celsius. The back tyre step out on me around that island as I opened up. The roads here in Spain are like marble, they're just so shiny. Okay, after that blat, our engine temperature is 67, carburettor 26. As you can see, the fuel has heated up quite a bit. Now, and 71 on the car, on the cylinder head. You see, we're going down by the beach. It's a bit, it's just over there somewhere. So, this is my little test road that I go up and down every now and again for testing shit out. Mixture screws are light, a little bit weak. As you can see, the engine area around the carburettor's heating up quite a bit, 29 degrees now. So that's my fuel temperature as well. It'd be nice to see what a TS1 does on its carburettor, to see with that airflow going over the carb. Okay, 76 Celsius, oh 77, it'll heat up now as I've stopped, 78. As soon as you go down to tick over, it actually gets hotter. 80, 81, 82, 83, and now I'll black it a little bit. Blow some air over it, down to 82 again. 81. So it's the airflow is actually cooling quite well. So now with 32 in the engine bay and the carburettor, that sensor's on the side of the carb. We're running at 78 on the cylinder head temperature. And we'll have a look now at what our rest of our sensors are. But on tick over, it actually gets hotter than when it's actually being revved. So the airflow over the head is working really well. Okay, we went out on another test drive. A cylinder head temperature was only getting up to 85 Celsius. That was as far as it got. Didn't get any worse than that. Our casing still didn't get any hotter at the back here because this indicator hasn't changed, and the one on the back of the cylinder has gone up one more notch. So that is now up on let's see, 88 Celsius now, that is. So the one on the back of the barrel's gone up to 88 Celsius. Now, over on the carburettor side, that went up to 29 degrees, I believe, Celsius. So the engine bay area and the carburettor is heating up quite a bit. I mean, I can still feel even the heat on the tank. So, yep. So the heat from the engine comes up, heats your tank, heats your fuel, which gets into your carb gets warmer, everything starts to heat up. So you need to vent away, if possible, the hot air from under the bodywork as much as you possibly can, because the heat from the engine builds up inside this compartment and heats the engine up. So, I mean, I've got vents in the back of my panels, which a lot of the lads use on the track as well, to cool the engine down. You'll see some of the race bikes with venting in the rear of their side panels, and that's to take out the hot air away from the engine bay, because what you don't want is for your engine to breathe hot air in, because it gives you weak power. You lose power with hotter air. The hotter and hotter the engine bay gets, the more you lose power. We're breathing through an airbox, so we're getting fresh air from up the top, so we haven't got a problem too much there, but our fuel is going to get hotter and hotter. And at the moment we've only got an ambient temperature of 19 degrees. So in the summer, when it gets really hot, it's going to get even worse. So yeah, that's it. It's quite a successful test, really. Right, I hope you enjoyed that little episode about heat and how it dissipates through the engine. We've monitored our fuel in our carburettor to see what temperatures that got to, and it got pretty warm. We've monitored our cylinder head through our sensor on the cylinder head, and also had a look at the engine casings. Now, this engine is cooling really, really well, surprisingly. And the engine casing really hasn't gone much past 70 degrees, because it's not even registered on the rear of the engine case. But on the back of the manifold, we got it up to about 87. So we know it is getting quite warm. Whereas while I was driving and we had good airflow over the head was only going up to about 85 degrees maximum. Didn't really get it past that as with the engine running. Even at full speed. So the engine actually heats up, carries on heating up after you've stopped. It turn the engine off and the actual temperature builds up in the rest of the engine casing. It starts moving down because the airflow stopped. As soon as the airflow stops, then that engine heat is absorbed into the rest of the engine. So you learn something every day, eh? So now you've learned something new.
19 degrees. So
Fuel temperature reference.